Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks again for stopping by. So as we talked in the last video, there are some modifications I'm going to do, and today I'm going to basically change the shocks. So we talked about these FoX shocks. All right, so let's take a look at the shocks themselves. As I said, it's FoX shocks from Indian. This is what you get in the box. Quick user manual, setup manual, whatever you want to call it. Just two things to remember: the torque for the bolts, and basically one side at a time, and you will need a lift. So these ones do have the rebound adjustment, and you can just make it a little firmer, softer on the rebound as you need. This is the shocks itself. There are two types that Indian sells on their website. This is the most expensive one, somewhere around, I think exactly about $1,000. I bought it because, again, I had the coupon. If I had to spend $1,000, I would have probably gone with Progressive 444s. They have more value for the money. They do look good, and I wasn't really excited about this chrome look there, but I think these are really great for the price as well. You get the wrench to adjust the travel, and I think that's pretty much it. That's the box. For the tools for this job, what you're gonna need is basically this needs to come out. We're gonna have to take those two bolts for the shocks. This is on the way. This is not the stock version, but even if you have the stock version, it uses the same bolts. So if you have stock shocks, you're going to need a 13 mm wrench to get these three bolts out for the shocks, and not shocks, sorry, the exhaust. And you only need to take the top one, so 13 mm, and then a 15 mm for this right here. So this needs to you need to just loosen up a little bit and then wiggle it out. It just comes out. So those two to get the exhaust out, and then what we're gonna need is a torque wrench and a 17 mm. Let me keep this here, and a 17 mm socket. So this is 17 mm, and yeah, that's what we need, and a torque wrench. I did ask the Indian service center itself how much they would charge me to do the installation for these shocks. They quoted $250, and I thought, why not spend that money on? I didn't have the torque wrench, so I thought maybe just spend a $20 on that. And the lift, we do need the lift, so I bought this one here from Harbor Freight, about $140, and we will need this to lift the motorcycle a little bit, because these shocks, to begin with, they are a bit taller, longer than the stock ones, and when we put it, you need these two bolts, top and bottom, to align with the shocks here, and the lift will help us achieve that. Put the lift under the engine, lift it up a little bit, just enough so these two can align, and you slide the bolts in, tight it. So yeah, you're gonna need the torque wrench, 17 mm socket. You're gonna need 13 mm and 15 mm to getting these exhaust out, and you would need a lift to lift the motorcycle a little bit so it's easier. And this comes out. There is another version on Indian. They sell for the shocks the piggyback one. If you are interested in that, just remember, with those, it's yeah, they won't work with any of the saddlebags or anything. The piggyback ones are a little cheaper on Indian website, about $800 or $700, somewhere on that. It has a bottle or reservoir for the hydraulic, and it gets in the way if you have any saddlebag. Even on the other side, there are some people who have kind of made that work, but then when you go with this, the foot peg for the passenger, it becomes a challenge. So it's something to keep in mind. All right, so we'll get started here. We'll take this one out first. Since it involves a lot of shaking and all that, I'm gonna do it well before I put the lift on. I'm gonna go get this out, then go into the lift, or maybe I'll just kind of loosen up a little bit those bolts as well, and then put the lift on, and then we'll go from there. All right, so this did come out. We're gonna keep it there. So now this is much more accessible, and we're gonna go off to working on these now. We're gonna loosen it up. Again, I'm not gonna take it out all the way just yet. I'm only going to make it loose enough so when I put the lift and try to open it, I'm not kind of shaking the bike too much. All right. That worked really well. So let me go ahead and put it on the lift, and then one side at a time. By the way, one thing, if I didn't already mention, this is the Loctite blue. We're going to be using it on the threads. Very important. So it kind of helps locking those bolts in place. You know, kind of little peace of mind. All right, so let's go ahead and get the lift in there. So we got the lift, and this is what I was talking about, why you need the lift. Now if you see this, we lifted the motorcycle and this pretty much aligns, and I would say if I still need to lift it more, I can do it, but this will make the work so much easier. So we already have these bolts loose. We're gonna go ahead and take those out and replace it. So lift actually, it worked really good. I was not sure this will go in and hold it, but looks very solid actually. Yeah, it's working. All right, let me go ahead and get it changed. Heavy. All right, on this side. So this is what I meant, why you need to take this exhaust out. You guys, it's kind of much easier this way. If you have the Freedom Combat and the shorties and all that, you might be able to just get it done without having to take the exhaust out. All right, so we got this out. So looks like there was a spacer washer on the other side. We're gonna use the same setup here. So let's take this I hope you're getting the shot. GoPro is working. Alright, so before, as I said, before we put it in there, we are going to use Loctite on the bolts. Alright, we have that. I'm going to use the same hardwares. And this side. Yep. It does say it has 10 minutes before it starts drying up, so hopefully that's enough for us. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, so looks like it still doesn't line up, and I know because the other shock on the other side pulling it up. So we're gonna go ahead and take that one out, and hopefully this will drop further the swing arm. So let me take this one really quickly. And guys, everything, all the instructions, it said do one at a time, but yeah, I did take out the other one and it dropped it. So now I think we're gonna be good here. I need a little more lift, so let's go ahead and do that. Yep. So this works. I'm still trying to see if we need more room here, but no. Yeah, this lines up. We just have to use the wrench, and this one is good as well. Yeah, looks pretty good. Let me go and get it torqued to the specification. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, so here's the torque wrench. We're gonna be setting it up to the required torque. Now, if you've never used this before, this is what you need to kind of loosen it up a little bit. It allows us to move this, and here you have the settings. So we're going to go to 65 foot-pound of torque. So look for 60 here in this, and kind of rotate this up to match to that 60. So the way it works is we are right at 60. So this 0 aligns with, I hope you can see it, aligns with 60 here, 0, and then since we're going 5 more, I'm gonna twist it to align that 5. So now we are 65 basically. That's the idea. So take that again, 17 mm. We're gonna put that in here, and let's do this until we hear the click. Alright, right there. Alright, and same on this side. Alright. Alright. So we are good. We torqued it back, and this side is done. We're gonna go ahead, put the exhaust back. By the way, it took a little strength here to pull it out. Something to keep in mind. Let's go to the other side. GoPro, stop recording. This is another one.